darts match has broken out in Glasgow. The previous match was something of a circus, but Gary Anderson showed his class tonight against pal Chris Dobey, beating him 6-1 in just 11 and a half minutes. He did not hang around. And the home favourite here posted the highest three-dart average of the tournament so far with 103. And he put away 3/4 of his double attempts. And he will play Gerwyn Price tomorrow afternoon, Scotland versus Wales. Well, 4 matches down, 4 to go, with Van Gerwen Hop, Gurney Whitlock and Kyle Anderson Cross to come. First though, German darts masters champion Peter Wright, another Scotsman, against Justin Pipe. Justin went the distance and survived a couple of match darts against Chizzy last night, so he should be raring to get back on stage here, you would think. And Snakebite has something a little bit special for his supporters. You'll see in just a moment. Here's John.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. A very warm welcome back to the action, the second round of the Ladbrokes World Series of Darts Finals, coming to you from magnificent Glasgow, Scotland, where it's time now to meet the players. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of 6 PDC ranking events, the Force, Justin Pipe! And now, ladies and gentlemen, the reigning UK Open champion and the winner of the German Masters. And now, for your entertainment, let's get this party started! Snakebite, Peter
That's really got one going here in Glasgow, where Peter has quite a record. Runner-up to Michael Van Gerwen for the past 2 years here. Let's see how he looks this time round with Alan and John.
He looked like something from the Blue Man Group, didn't he, when he made his way in? But he's actually, you'd have thought, being ranked at number 2 by the PDC and seeded number 3, that he would be very much, in terms of career record, being the big favourite. But it's not so, Alan, because you actually look at their matches over the years and they've actually always tended to be tight. And career record, it's only 7-5 in Peter's favour.
Yeah, a lot of those games have been on the Pro Tour circuit, either on the European Tour or the Players' Championships. But that win last night has certainly given Justin Pipe some much-needed momentum. For Wright, who has been runner-up here for the last 2 years, this is the start to possibly going just that one better.
Nice to see Justin back on the TV stage. One of the gentlemen of the sport. Peter Wright playfully said to me earlier on, you had that 9-darter last week, because he always promised that he was going to get it for me. But here's Justin, celebrates his 46th birthday next week. All the way up from Taunton. Good win against Dave Chisnall last night. Chizzy was winning it 5-3 and he came home 6-5. Crowd's going to be very much on Wright's corner, you would think. It's the Scots, although it's albeit a Suffolk-based Scot, against the man from the southwest.
Yes, and when you're much more of a slower thrower, you have more time to think about it, especially when the crowd is a bit more vocal against you.
Peter's fairly deliberate though, isn't he? I mean, it's not... Justin's going to be able to play at his own pace. That's kind of what I'm driving at. And likewise, by being a steady, methodical player, it's not really going to get to Peter as it might do some of the real rat-tat-tat throws.
No, you're right, John. Well, they both know each other's game inside out. Peter Wright, a big favourite here.
Well, he's a big favourite, but the last time they played was last year in the Europeans, and on that occasion it was close. Peter Wright coming home 6-5. As I say, in career record, 7-5 in Wright's favour, and in TV meetings, 1 apiece. So it might not be quite the foregone conclusion that the odds makers might see it as. There's a loose one to start with.
Certainly the win last night will put him in good stead. Not just the fact he won it, he averaged pretty well, and coming back to win the last 3 legs against a quality player in Dave Chisnall.
It's his daughter Chloe's 22nd birthday today as well, so happy birthday to her. And I'm sure Dad would like to provide the big prize of a win.
I certainly would. I was watching him last night and he almost had that concentration look as he was almost possessed. Really angry-eyed and really concentrating and focusing on what he was doing.
He'll be up for it, no doubt about that. Very, very much so. 6 ranking titles over the years, been on the PDC tour since 2008. There's Justin.
Yeah, even if the odd year where he doesn't particularly play well on TV or get the results on TV, he always seems to play pretty well on the Pro Tour. Very hard player to beat on the floor, as we call it, the floor events, the Pro Tour, European Tour, as you already mentioned, John.
That was a close-up briefly we saw there of Peter's wife, Jo, who spends anything up to 3 or 4 hours putting his wonderful hair designs together.
95.
How many hours did you spend on your hair tonight, John?
Oh, it must have been a good 5 minutes. Had a perfunctory wash. I think people would look at me in a slightly strange manner if I came in with a big multicoloured Mohican, don't you?
I would pay to watch that.
I'd fit in well in the next ITV tournament down the road in mine, then, wouldn't I? Nobody bats an eyelid.
Yeah, that's some party atmosphere down there, isn't it?
Certainly is. 144 then, Wright requiring for the opening leg.
Down for 16s.
96.
Well, Justin can do this in theory. This would be a body blow if he could wallop Peter with this one. Not that way. That might. It's a bit loose, doesn't it?
Yeah, the angle they go in are always low on Justin's anyway, but that first one seemed to dip even more.
Peter's barely reached.
Benito van der Pas has that trouble, doesn't he? Because he doesn't get too much backlift on his throw.
Double 16 then for 1-0. That'll be a good marker, that one. And duly taken out. He's away. Snake bite takes the opener.
With a steady leg and throw.
Happy-go-lucky character, isn't he, Peter? And the crowds have warmed to him over the years. Loved around the world. This broadcast going around the world, and Peter Wright, I know, has a lot of fans wherever darts is played.
Well, 2 things. He's made himself a fantastic character, and he's playing darts like that. He's playing absolutely magnificent over the last 2 or 3 years, and he's gaining momentum all the time. 2 titles this year, I'm sure there'll be more.
Well, I'll tell you what, Alan, it might sound like stating the obvious, but you've got to be able to play when you go on stage looking like that. Looks an altogether more conservative character when you see him away from the stage.
He was walking on with the luminous dressage. I thought they were going to play in the dark.
Ultraviolet, it's called, Alan. Should have surely remember that from your disco past. You're dancing around the handbags. That's not what he requires. Throws under a lot of pressure now. Big time. This is a break opportunity.
Yeah, went for the 19s plus 5. Would have left him the 170. But not to be.
That's a good dart. Beautiful. Oh, that's as solid as you get. Beautifully set up.
They'll be very happy with that visit.
Justin not quite settled into it yet. Chilly old night outside. It's very warm in here in the Braehead Arena.
140, please require 60.
So for 2-0. Potentially 11 darter, which is extremely warm. Oh, unlucky. That is unlucky.
Not an 11, not a 12. So, despite Justin Pike being a long way behind in the leg, that last visit has given him an opportunity.
Looking at the ball. Yeah, he looked at it, but he didn't get it. He's got a 3, 88 remaining. Can't be done now.
Well, that's sometimes the danger of going for the 25 route. You have the same problem if you go for the treble.
Tops. Double 10 for 2-0 in this race to 6. Wright has the break and now has early advantage in this match, battling for a place in the quarterfinals.
It's not been vintage stuff, but that last leg was fantastic scoring. And he's in again.
140.
Averaging just shy of 98 at this stage, Wright. Justin Pipe, who hasn't quite got going. Maybe this is the moment. Oh, that's unlucky. That is unlucky. Well, he can't believe that because that looked as though it was firmly in.
I'm not even sure if it touched it. May have flicked it.
Oh, dear me, how unlucky can you be? The first one particularly. Look at this.
Just flicked the flight, didn't it? I mean, that shouldn't knock a dart out of the board. Not with the points that Justin has, because they're very, very long points.
Not quite happening for him yet, as it did yesterday.
Well, that just exacerbates the situation. Yeah, I'm trying to say, yeah, the situation, because it obviously the first one, but when the third one bounced out, he must have just wanted a hole to swallow him up.
Well, the look said it all, didn't it? That first one looks loose again. The darts. You have to retrieve your darts out of the board, otherwise the score doesn't count.
Yeah, we had that discussion, didn't we, recently? Unfortunately, I was correct.
Yeah. Had the referees telling us how it was.
Again, look at the angle.
Now that's going to come out. He's got to come away from there.
Yeah,
he can't go for that.
Yeah, you could tell by his body language he was going to move downstairs straight away. I mean, he just saw his darts in at that angle, but they just seem to be a little bit looser tonight.
For whatever reason. Treble 20 for double 18. He's got it now. Double 18 for 3-0. Beautifully done. Quality 116 check out. Peter Wright 3 up. And was building this up as a potentially close game. Peter Wright's not listening to the script.
This is better. And they're going in straight.
That's the one. Threw him more positively, didn't he? Let him go a bit.
Give him a bit more welly.
Oomph. That's the technical term, Alan.
Oh, one on the floor for Peter.
It's the flight there, didn't it? It's nothing to do with the board. Hello. He's got 5 in. Not again, surely.
We had Dimitri Vandenberg having 2 attempts early in the evening in that fantastic game against Raymond van Barneveld.
He had 2 6 out of 6, didn't he?
He did.
Didn't he play well, Dimitri? It's been, for me, well, it's certainly been the upset of the night.
Well, it was one of the games last night, one of the games of tonight as well.
Our sponsors had him at 11-5 for that one against Raymond, who was a big favourite.
He kept his head all the way to the end, didn't he?
Yeah, went with a 10-darter, didn't he? If you've only just joined us, where have you been? Where have you been?
Well, that was a beautiful performance to see from one of our younger players.
85.
So Pike to get into the match. 81 for the hold of throw. Plenty of time, 6 from here. And he's on 62. Treble 10 would normally be the dart. Well, it requires 52, and he's looking at 20. And there it is.
He's tidied it up nicely. Gathering his thoughts and getting ready to throw for double 16. Get himself on the board.
Treble 20 would have left 170, but Pipe still has bags of time. Double 60. Eight's next door. He's in. Now, what a gift for a break of throw to really get back into this match before the break, because they leave the stage at the end of this leg. And how he'd like it to be 3-2 rather than 4-1.
Yeah, he's done the first job. Now it's about moving on in the match. He needs to dig in really deep. He's shown some good signs. He's thrown quite a few loose darts. He's unlucky with the 2 bounce outs, obviously, or bounce out and fall out.
95.
Big effort needed here.
Yeah, big leg this one.
Not the best visit of the colourful Wright.
Just moved into a new bond conversion, hasn't he, Peter? Let's need a bit of space.
Is it pink or orange?
You're not going to have an 800 square foot house to house all that gear, are you?
87.
Oh, Rutter, he's got 2 bonds. He had some space for it all.
I've heard you can see the colour from space.
57.
Well, Pipe's got a chance here.
Yeah, 3 bad visits from Peter Wright.
He's gone off the boil, hasn't he? Leader 1.
Well, both players will be pretty much aware there's a break after this leg, and 4-1 and 3-2 is a completely different match.
Well, 41 ain't what the doctor ordered.
Yeah, Justin Pipe hasn't really pulled up any trees in this leg. He leads by 60 or 70. Just shows you how good Peter Wright has played.
This has been a ragged leg.
Almost just threw them at the board, didn't he?
12 darts he's thrown, and he's still on 287.
Oh, that's a treble now.
83.
The last one.
Needed that. Not on the finish yet, though. 108, 180 would be a handy hit here. 177.
125.
That's a bad one in the case of not leaving a finish.
Yeah.
Good visit, obviously, 125.
He's annoyed, isn't he?
Yeah, that last dart, especially when you've got 2 in the treble. May go for the bullseye here.
He's thinking 95 isn't the best lead. Oh, good dart. What a good dart that was.
Was a good dart. A lot of people would have gone for the bull there, because 25 would have left 130. 98's better. Felt confident enough to go for the shot.
Yeah. So 98 required for the break of throw. 20 leaves double 19.
There's no doubt Peter Wright has
Yeah.
gone really off the boil.
Now, will he go 10 double 14 or does he go straight? It looks as though he's going straight at it. Yeah, come on, Justin, he says.
82.
Well, will he get another chance?
118.
Well, the leg in scoring terms for Peter Wright's been a bag of nails, but if he can get this 118, he will go in at the break, leading 4-1.
Good darts. 18 for Tops. Tops now for 4-1. Yes, well, 21 darts. It was a really scruffy leg of darts. Justin Pipe thinks, how on earth did I lose that one? But lose it he did. And they go to the break with the favourite, Peter Wright. 4-1 up, only 2 more legs required. Peter Wright looked as though he was meaning business when he made his way into the arena. Verging on the scary. Got a hero's welcome from the crowd. The ultraviolet making him look decidedly different, shall we say.
Very impressive.
Snakebite Peter Wright looking as though he's heading for the last 8. He's 4-1 up. Last time they played in the European Championships last year, Justin Pipe had 3 match darts to win that first round match. Missed them. Peter won it 6-5. But this one looking as though it's going to be a bit more emphatic, unless Wright can suddenly come unhinged one way or another and Pipe finds his scoring boots.
Yeah, it's not been a classic by any standards, but that mediocre leg by both players, which Pipe really was in command of before Wright stepped in at the end.
Second maximum of the match for Peter Wright. Team Anderson, they've already seen Gary go through. Looked in good nick, didn't he?
He did. His scoring was not his best, but his finishing was outstanding.
Well, that's 3 in for Peter Wright. And that'll be the end of that, then.
Mockers on it, John.
45.
You got excited now, haven't you, after last week?
Well, it was seeing Dimitri van
You're like
den
a
Berg.
kid on Christmas Day.
I am. It's like buses, isn't it? You wait all day for one, and then 2 come along within a week.
Yeah, you've had a couple of close calls since.
Absolutely.
45.
That wonderful view there from the fans.
We'll be going out on Twitter or Facebook, no doubt, or one of the other social media sites.
59.
What did you make of the Cadby Price match? Very mixed feelings on social media.
Well, I'll tell you what, I think Gerwin was. If you said to him, how sweet was that win, I think he would say to you, that is one I've enjoyed as much as any win that I've had for quite a while. And the reason for me watching it, you know, I mean, my other sport is boxing. I thought that he intimidated Cadby. He got to him and he wasn't throwing as well as he could have done. Started like a train, and then Gerwin got to him and he effectively did what he does to other players and took his game away.
Yeah, well, when it went to the last leg, I kind of thought it could have been anybody's game, but neither one of them seemed to want it at one point.
Well, we'll hopefully hear from Gerwin Price before the end of the show, if we've got time. He was a happy boy, I think I can say that without giving too much away.
Well, needs this one. Good start. 10 for double 16. Usually the route he would go. Double 16. Oh.
77.
Needed that one, didn't he? Could be another break of throw now, 72. Well, he's got different things he can do here. Treble 20, double 6 might be the most obvious. Well, 5 is slightly different, isn't it?
Well,
67.
17 and bull. If it's a treble, it's double 8. I'm not sure it doesn't go wayward.
Double 8 then. mere bagatelle. That's one way of doing it. Right smile as well from Justin.
How to drop your eggs and catch them all before they hit the floor.
An almost apologetic little wave from Peter Wright. Only needs one more now.
Yeah, it hasn't been his best performance. He scored pretty well on occasions. And that's his third maximum. But overall, he knows he hasn't played his best.
We'll be playing either Daryl Gurney or Simon Whitlock in the next round. Is it yet another bounce out? How many's he had? There have been an awful lot of those.
Yeah, it has to be. Well, the angle he throws at always throws at that angle, so it must be something. That's just not going far enough in.
100.
That was one of the quickest slow motion replays I've ever seen, I think. Am I allowed to say that?
Slow, slow, quick, quick, slow.
100.
221 needed for the match. And he'll be going for it next time.
83.
Hopefully rather better than that last dart.
Yeah, a bit of a slip there, but he knows he's in command. Not just on the scoreline, but in this leg as well. It's all looking pretty good. And again, that's first dart. As soon as it hit that flight, it looked like it was going to fall out.
82.
Yeah, he's had problems tonight with that. As Justin, I'm not sure he's throwing the same darts as last night. I don't remember him having that problem last night. Anyway, treble 19. Not this time, but he'll have another go. Justin just peeping round to see if it was in. It's not, mate. You've got another throw.
Nice setup, though. He knows there's a long way ahead. Justin Pipe can't do anything about. Peter Wright's next visit. He can only try and score as many as he can and see what happens.
Checking where he's at. That's a little bit of a show of what could have been. He's not really relaxed into it, has he? Double 16. And that's the match. Peter Wright winning very easily tonight. Justin Pipe never really got going. Had problems with bounce outs and goodness knows what. But Peter Wright, 6 doubles out of 10. That's decent finishing. And he moves on. Simon Whitlock or Daryl Gurney in the next round. And Peter Wright, snake bites, one of the Scottish favourites, joining Gary Anderson in the next round. It's through to the quarterfinals. Final score, as you see, 6-1.